everybody, it is Stealthy VA, and this is not the One Night Ultimate Werewolf stream. That's right, Heads, you just got debated!
Yeah!
Let's go!
Get debated!
It is a podcast stream, yo.
Yeah, we totally planned it all along.
We planned this entire
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
We totally did not, totally did not pull a, recently.
Anyway, hi guys. You already know who
What's up,
Stealthy
y'all?
is. But hi, you know who I am. I'm Turbo. Welcome to the stream, everyone. It's been a while. Yeah, sorry for love. Yeah, damn. Yeah, I know, but it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay.
All that time making a thumbnail just to get it shoved into a podcast.
Yeah. Essentially, we're gonna be doing a podcast, and we're literally just gonna be talking about stuff that interests us, stuff that's kind of topical at the moment, I guess. And just anything that pokes our brains as well, and anything that you guys want us to talk about. To be fair, if you guys have any suggestions, let us know, and we'll discuss it. I have a feeling what some of them will be. Nintendo. Yep. Anyway, to introduce.
Now I will give a warning before we begin this. For the love of all that is holy, do not, I repeat, do not listen to us while you're driving, because you will laugh very hard, and we do not want to be the cause of a car crash.
Yes, please drive safe.
Drive safely. Anyway, so we are going to introduce people. So first, you saw them in the Among Us stream that we did. I don't know how long ago, but it is fantasy. Fantasy.
Fantasy?
Come again?
Introductions.
Oh, hi, I'm Fantasy Kingdom.
Yeah. All right, and then
Sorry if I didn't say anything. I
Nah.
spaced out a little bit. Thank you.
that's fine. Don't worry. All right. Next up, this is actually someone who you guys. Some people in this chat may know who this person is because they're in the Discord server, but
I've interacted with a lot of people, yeah, so...
yeah. But he's never appeared on this.
No, this is my
this
first time in
channel.
your guys' stream, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi guys, my name is Ocean. I am very well versed in anime, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy. I also do a lot of voice acting for Kingdom Hearts especially. And as well, I do a bunch of streams with other people that are
friends and stuff. So yeah, glad to be here.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wow, dude, holy, wow, that was an intro.
It was.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, so we are going to, we've got some pre-made topics, which
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I believe Ocean's gonna be leading them.
Yes, I will lead the first one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, because he knows more about the first one.
I-
However, what I
Yes.
will do
Yes, he
is, I think we should make this a rule. If someone's made a comment about something, so I see Fluff's already made like a discussion of what he wants us to talk about. We can do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
We can do that after we've talked about one of the main ones. I think that works.
We'll definitely get to the chat topics afterwards. Yes.
Yeah.
I will say, I think we are a first of our kind podcast that actually listens to their. Cat
Anyways, let's kick this off. As you guys know, Final Fantasy is a beloved series that's been out for about 36 years now, from 1987.
It is.
And if you guys don't know, the
God, it is
latest
It has a long history.
iteration, yes, very old. The latest iteration is coming out. Final Fantasy 16 will be out tomorrow, and everyone's super hyped for it. I'm hoping it's better than 15. I think for sure it'll be better than 15 because we all know the story about 15. So
Oh boy.
yes. But anyways, Final Fantasy. I'll go to fantasy first. So you've played the more retro games, Final Fantasy 1 to 5, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yes. Which one would you like to talk about first, or which one of those is your favorite?
I would definitely have to say the second one, the remastered version.
Yes, the second one. Literally a plot of Star Wars. Very inspired.
Yeah, it's heavily inspired off of Star Wars, but I do like how the story tends to be.
No, from the limited knowledge I have of its story, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah. If you guys don't know, Sakaguchi, the creator of Final Fantasy, he's a big Star Wars fan. So yeah.
And that's where you can
Could-
tell
I-
that this question
I'm-
came from.
I was
Oh,
half
yeah.
waiting for him to have a Luke, I am your father scene.
So when it comes to the older games, I will say Final Fantasy VI is very high up there due to the story, the gameplay. Freaking, what's his name? Kefka. He's a really awesome villain in the game. Yes, one of the best.
Hmm.
Do you want to talk about the Pixel remaster real quick, Fantasy? How good that one
Sure.
is? Yeah.
I would say that the pixel art has definitely improved a lot significantly ever since the remaster. They had stayed faithful to the original one, but with more updated graphics, essentially, as well as extra added mechanics that you can use in case things get too boring. For example, like auto battles. Because
Yeah.
that was never a thing in the original.
Chat, don't mind me. Sorry, I'm just.
Mm.
I thought I'd add.
And
All
then-
good.
I thought I'd add.
And then there's also like extra mechanics that are in the Japanese version and like other importance as well.
I do want to just.
So-
I want to point out the chat. So we have Anglo in the chat. Hello, Anglo. He points out that.
Anglo.
He says. So we have.
Ah.
Yeah. So we have. FF. I think that's 15. Yeah. FF15 is probably my favorite.
No, he said that's Final Fantasy 4.
Is it Final
That's
Fantasy
an I
4?
and a V. Yeah.
Oh, Roman numeral
Yeah,
two.
yeah.
Ooh, Final Fantasy 4. Nice.
That's a very good. It has a really cool opening. Final Fantasy 4, I will say.
and
Yeah.
then-
Oh yeah.
And then
Roman numerals do be bugging.
Sephiroth. Dun 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 dun.
7. Okay, so yes, thank you, chat. So that gets to our main topics that everyone knows. Turbo, would you like to kick us off with Final Fantasy 7? Go ahead.
So I played Final Fantasy 7 like not too long ago, specifically the remake, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna come at this as a very different perspective because we have two like pretty much Final Fantasy nerds in my opinion. No offense, but but
You're good.
I am a complete novice to the series. I don't know too much. I've only played through 7. I've only played through a bit of 7, the original, and a bit of the remake.
Yeah,
But
so
I can definitely from that standpoint, I can definitely tell that Final Fantasy is an incredibly unique series.
Yes.
It definitely takes.
So when it comes to
Like,
Final Fantasy 7, it was a groundbreaking game that was the first of its kind with 3D models.
Mm.
Back in the 1997 days, everyone was blown out of their mind of this game. It literally made video game history. Like
Oh, definitely.
this was the game. Yeah, this was the
Yeah.
fan favorite of the entire series.
Well, like,
I can't
for-
say
for-
like
for,
enough
like-
to.
well, it's like for good reason. It from
Yeah.
what I've played, the mechanics are incredibly diverse, incredibly unique for its time.
The mechanics,
like,
the
specific-
mystery behind the story.
One-
Yeah.
Yeah, specifically, and
The one
not,
thing I
not only that, but like, sorry, Sophie, but the theming, like, you at the time you wouldn't really find an RPG like Final Fantasy VII in terms of like the environment, the theme, and just generally how it would all like a very just like a mechanical city. You wouldn't really see that, and like as much as you
Yeah.
see it nowadays, you probably wouldn't have seen it back
Yeah.
when it released, which made it so groundbreaking.
So yeah, a little bit of
Man.
fun facts about FF7. It is the game that introduced limit breaks, which is the famous cloud pose that he does Omni Slash with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
And
about
also,
7.
oh, go ahead. Yeah.
About 7, not the remake, the original, because that's the one I have more of a memory playing. Because I did not own the remake. For all you Final Fantasy 7 super fans, because I'm pretty sure,
For all you
Pretty
PS4
sure
and
you guys know
PS5
that.
users, yeah.
yeah, you know, all 5 of you. I'm kidding.
Mhm.
I had a friend that bought it, so I played the remake using theirs.
Nice.
Man,
What'd you
that
think? What'd you think of
experience
it?
flew by. The things that I remember are Reno is boy.
He's a badass. Yes.
Mhm.
a little bit of a bamf, not gonna lie.
So something I want to point out: this game was so beloved. It got a really good CGI movie that was way better than Spirits Within, because we all know the story behind Spirits Within. It was a
We don't talk
freaking
about that.
yeah, it was a bombshell of a movie. But yeah, Advent
And
Children.
just
Yes.
it just
Uh,
added to the pile of video game movie adaptations that are just god awful.
Yes, I will say though, Advent Children, pretty good movie. I watched it when I was a kid, and I think it still holds up to this day. The graphics and all.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
But about that thing I was saying originally, about the original Final Fantasy VII. Oh boy, are those
Yes.
models chunky, and I love them.
If you guys don't know, there's actually mods you can download for the original to make it a little bit looking better, like with HD quality graphics, smooth models.
This is the only thing I will say. As someone who's played both Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy Remake, I can definitely
Yes.
say that the remake, you might like. I can definitely understand why people would be annoyed by the remake, especially considering that they got rid of the turn-based mechanics and went for a more
Yeah, hack and slash ATB system.
yeah,
Yeah.
or like
To be fair though,
I've
God
heard
of
it's
War
like a-
was
like
the
a-
most popular game at that point.
more like a JRPG, right? And as much as I like traditional turn-based RPGs, I don't know. I really vibe with it. I think it's really good. I think all the improvements and just changes to make it better just work, and it just looks incredible.
I get that.
So it's the
keep in mind,
original
though, that
so much
God of War
justice,
was
like-
the most popular game at the time, right?
I believe so.
Am I mistaken?
Do you mean the
Yeah.
the reboot version?
Of 3, I believe.
No, was it? Because I swear Final Fantasy VII Remake came out around the same time that God of War was, like, the PS4 version got popular. I think.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking of. What was it?
Yeah,
that the
I want to
remake
go back to
of,
fantasy.
uh,
I want to go back to fantasy real quick. What are your thoughts on Final Fantasy VII? I know you haven't played the original, but yeah, just
Yeah.
like overall thoughts. Yeah.
Well, I definitely think it has a more interesting story as well as like the setting that it's based off of.
Yeah, steampunk. Yeah.
Yeah, steampunk. It definitely has a very interesting set of characters, including, I guess, Cloud as well.
Yeah, we got Cloud, Strife, Barrett, Aerith, Tifa. Yeah.
I mean, this might be my hot take, but I never really liked Cloud as a protagonist. He just seemed a bit too.
He's a little blank slatey, yeah.
Yeah, a little blank slated. Like it does.
Yeah.
He doesn't feel like he goes through a lot as or develops much of as a character.
He's also the unreliable narrator because, as we know,
Oh
like,
God.
yeah, later in the story we find
Yeah.
out that his past is not what it seems.
Character-wise, for Cloud, he has what I like to dub the Ben 10 syndrome, where
Oh, I was gonna say
he's-
the edgy protagonist syndrome.
No. The reason I say he has the Ben 10 syndrome is because he is pretty much what the writers want him to be, whenever they want him to be.
Yeah.
It.
Also,
Yeah.
Mhm.
just for chat's sake, I hope you guys enjoy, at least while we're talking about Final Fantasy, some good old Final Fantasy
Yeah.
ambient music, as well as just a nice GIF in the background. I don't know. I just
Hey, there we go.
Do you think,
look,
do you think Square's gonna copyright us for that?
I hope not.
we don't make money, Stealthy. we don't
Yeah,
make
we're
any.
fine.
We're fine.
Well, fair, but that hasn't stopped Nintendo, so I'm kind of on the
Okay,
fence.
so-
Since all that.
Chat, for the next 5 minutes, spoiler alert for Final Fantasy VII Original and Remake. So, guys, as we
Ah,
know,
yes. Spoilers for a what? 2-decade-old game?
yeah, well, I'm also gonna be talking about remake spoilers, so yeah.
Fair.
So, at the end of Remake, guys, as we know, Tetsuya Nomura is the director of Final Fantasy VII Remake and also the creator of Kingdom Hearts. As we know, in the end of Remake, he put a little bit of Kingdom Hearts flavor at the end of that game. We see Zack walking with Cloud to Midgar, surviving the battle with the Shinra soldiers. What do you guys think of that scene?
I'd
I
like.
think
to
it's a very interesting way of tying in, like, basically two worlds together.
Yeah,
Kind of like,
I think
kind of.
I
It
know.
kind of
thing is,
reminds me
did
of.
Disney give the okay, or is that like
No, this was way
No,
before
no,
Disney
no,
claimed the
just-
property.
There's no Disney involvement here. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is way before like Disney claimed any sort of property.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, it confirms there's another timeline in the remake
Well-
universe. Yeah.
Yeah, it also kind of confirms like many
Oh, God, don't go
theories and
talking about-
suspicions about
We're
Kingdom
talking
Hearts
about
in
timelines
general.
with the Kingdom Hearts fan base.
Oh god.
I mean, we have our experience, me, Turbo, and Fantasy.
Yeah, I have my own gripes with the
Okay.
timeline of Kingdom Hearts and
if-
Final Fantasy.
Anyway.
This will be our segue to Kingdom Hearts, but yeah,
And-
remake. Yeah.
If we have any Kingdom Hearts fans in the chat, tell
Let us
me,
know.
how many Soras are there?
Don't.
Oh my god.
Okay.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay.
But anyways, Turbo, your
we'll
thoughts?
get to that.
My
Yeah, we'll
thoughts?
get to that. Yeah, your thoughts on Zack at the end of remake. Spoiler alert.
I've not finished remake.
Oh, okay then.
I've not finished. I don't care if you spoil it for me. It doesn't bother me.
Okay,
Uh,
gotcha,
but,
gotcha.
but I've not finished it. If you guys don't know on stream, because I don't talk about it too much, I am a game developer. Currently learning, currently studying to be one. And because of that, I don't really get a lot of time to play a lot of games. I try my best, but I'm very busy a lot of the time.
No, that's understandable.
Even though realistically, a part of my job should be playing games, but
It's all good.
but no, I think it's definitely intriguing because I know who the character of Zack is, because I know that
Yes, he is
he's from- he's
basically
from-
Cloud's
yeah.
inspiration. Yeah, his idol.
Actually,
Yeah.
gonna kind of pull the wool off of people's eyes here for you, Turbo. So I had the privilege of voicing in one of old Turbo's games. I have seen what all goes into it, and I can say it is no wonder why he does not have a lot of time to play games. He's too busy. He's too busy beta testing his own.
Yeah, game development is an incredible difficult thing, and I can at least say this: I may not be able to talk about Zack and anything like that, but
That's fine.
But the game development and the actual drive that Square Enix has put into not just the remake, but a lot of their projects is kind of insane. Like, I know that some of their projects, like Forspoken, didn't really do very well, but that's, I don't know.
No,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
But
Oof.
what I'm trying to say is the one thing that I always said whenever I watch these trailers or directs for like PlayStation showcases, Xbox showcases, Nintendo stuff, I always question how the hell Square Enix can manage all these projects all at once. They are such an
I will say that they did a
Visual.
good job because Midgar looks so beautiful
Yes.
in 4K, 60 frames per second. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
considering how much I know it takes to basically put into like the work, the time and effort it takes to make a game, the amount of people, the amount of good communication needs to be on some of those teams. It is insane how much Square Enix put
Yeah,
into a lot
they
of their
even-
projects.
I recommend, chat, if you want to play
Even-
FF7 Remake, I highly consider playing it on the PS5 if you can.
If not, PS4
We're not
is
sponsored by
PS
Sony. We're
P-
just
PS4 is still a good option. Just be warned, your
Yeah.
PS4 will sound like a jet engine.
Yeah, with that game.
Yeah.
Anyway, I say-
Just one more thing. The music in the remake is also very splendid. They did a huge upgrade from the
Mhm.
original.
I agree. Anyway,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
next thing I want to talk about is I'm gonna bring
Yes.
something up from the chat. Now,
Yes.
Fluffbat brought this up. I'm gonna check quickly. Yeah. So Fluffbat brought this up. So he wants to know our opinions on what is gonna happen in the Sega stream, the Sonic stream, Sonic Present thing that's gonna happen in 2 days. What do
Okay,
you
so
think?
as we know, we saw
better-
a new
We
No,
better
no,
get
we saw a new Sonic game in Summer Games Fest, as we know.
Yes, so Sonic
I
Superstars.
was
Yeah.
just about to say.
Yes.
We
Sonic
better get new
Superstars.
footage.
I
Oh,
think that looked like a pretty good trailer. I like the 2D aspect that it gives.
Back to Sonic, by the way. the stream overlays back to Sonic stuff. We're done with Final Fantasy. Screw that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Man,
You bet. Yeah. So we'll
man,
go back
these
to our
seamless
original
segues.
topics. Yeah. So guys, Fantasy, me and Turbo have played a bunch of the Kingdom
Oh,
Hearts games.
Actually, wait, Ocean, just before you say.
Yes.
For anyone who's wondering what I think is going to be in there, I generally think it's just going to be Frontiers, DLC, possibly. Maybe some more Superstars information. and maybe just some other stuff. I don't know. Who knows? We could get another game. I don't think Sega will because it's Sega, but who knows?
God, I hope not. But I hope not.
Anyways, yes.
I do not want... Okay, this might be a hot take. I do not want Sega touching any more of the Sonic anything.
Oh.
Okay, to be fair, from what I've heard, Sonic Superstars is being made by the same team who made Balan Wonderworld.
Oh.
Oh,
That was
interesting.
that was Sonic Team.
I was about to
That was
say
Sonic
that.
Team.
I was about to say, if that's the case, then that kind of would explain the sort of like art direction that they went for.
Mm.
It's very cartoony.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, because they
And
got the
vibrant.
same guy who did the Sonic Adventure style era art, right?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
back to Kingdom Hearts. So, Kingdom
Yeah.
Hearts is a franchise that's been around for over 20 years, guys. We'll start with Fantasy. Fantasy, what do you like about the series?
Stop making me feel old.
Yeah. Fantasy, what do you like about the series, and how did you first get introduced to Kingdom Hearts?
Where do I begin?
Yeah.
I know
So-
where I begin.
Shut up. I first started playing Chain of Memories, and that's what was my first introduction ever to the series.
Oh,
I
nice.
fell in
On
love-
the
yeah.
GBA or the
Yeah, on the
PS?
GBA, on the GBA.
Oh, nice.
And what?
No, keep
Uh,
going. Yeah.
You go ahead.
And I played it at my cousin's house, and I really liked the character Sora and the fact that Donald and Goofy were on there. I was like, "Ooh, this is a very interesting game." And as I kept playing
Yeah.
it, I was like, "This is like a puzzle game, or like
Sora's a good
basically."
boy.
Yeah, Sora is such a good boy.
Yes.
Man, you had probably a more favorable introduction to this
I mean, to be
cool
fair, Chain of
mistress
Memory.
of a franchise.
Yeah, to be fair, Chain of Memories is kind of debated as like somewhat the second game. Because
unfortunate that
directly...
that game is like sometimes looked down upon, but it's actually not
Yeah.
that bad of a game. Yeah.
I've
It's not
seen-
that bad of a game. The combat
I-
system's not bad. It's actually kind of innovative how to use the
Okay,
cards. At
I'm
least
actually
in my
gonna
opinion.
Also, someone in the
I'm actually
chat
gonna
just
play a
put,
bit of a.
So I was just about to say,
Yep.
Angulo said, Kingdom Hearts 2 has Sir Christopher Lee as Ansem the Wise.
Oh yes.
Mm.
You know
Oh,
what?
yeah.
I'm gonna do my Ansem the Wise impression real quick. Roxas
Go
to
for
the
it.
mansion. There you go.
Nice.
Yep. All right, Turbo.
and
What do
some-
you like about Kingdom Hearts, and how did you get introduced to the series? Go ahead, Turbo.
Yeah. Also, I'm just gonna say two things. One, yes, agreed. Ranger. Rest in peace, Christopher Lee.
Yes, rest in peace, Christopher Lee. What an amazing actor.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Stealthy, you were gonna say something, I believe.
Oh, go ahead, Selfie. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say I was really hoping to go right after fantasy because that was gonna be a seamless transition.
Oh god.
First off, yo, Ansem really do just be sounding like a Power Rangers mentor. Rangers, on the Zords.
I.
Yeah, and the
I'm actually gonna play a bit of a guessing game with you three.
Mhm.
What you guys
Guessing
to
game?
guess
Okay.
which What you guys to guess which Kingdom Hearts game I started off with?
You saw
Kingdom Hearts 2?
Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop
First
DC.
try.
Oh, I was gonna say Dream Drop
First
Distance.
try. Kingdom Hearts 2 of all things.
That's not
Oh.
really like that uncommon, to be fair.
Yeah, it's not that uncommon.
You'd be shocked.
Okay.
Um,
For me at least, I experienced Kingdom Hearts
Yes.
way later than everyone else. I have no nostalgia for it. Same with Final Fantasy, but I do really
That's
enjoy the
fair.
games.
You're not alone. You're not alone.
Yeah. I
Mm.
think I got around into the series probably around the KH3 hype, like very much so.
So 2019,
God.
2020.
Yeah.
Okay.
As soon as that happened, I was like,
boy.
hot damn, this series is kind of cool. It's like Disney and Final Fantasy had a baby, and this is the franchise. And hot damn, is it cool? Like I know the
Yeah.
series has its haters, but like, how can you not like
Yeah.
an anime protagonist with Donald and Goofy as his party members? I do not know how you cannot find that concept fun.
Also, I will say the story is not that confusing. You just have to pay attention to all the games.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say this is
I
something I
don't
will
know
say.
about that one.
Okay, no, I agree with you, Ocean. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean the story isn't stupid.
You just gotta pay attention. That's
No.
all.
There's a difference. There's a difference between
Oh,
a easy to follow story and a stupid story.
Yeah, legit. No, there's
Okay.
definitely some
actually-
Nomura bullshit, but
Yeah.
there's Nomura bullshit that fits like in a
Actually-
puzzle at the very end.
okay, but to be fair, the plot for a couple of the games kind of crawls up their own.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
kinda,
Okay. My thought process on this, because I
Yeah.
will admit, before the remastered collections came out, I would agree with Stealthy on this. But because-
1.5, 2.5?
Yeah, no, because of the remaster collections, it is so much easier to actually get into the series, and not only that, but understand the series as a whole.
It's very accessible.
yeah, because realistically,
yeah.
right? Birth by Sleep story. Yeah, okay, Angelo. okay. To be fair, I have played a bit of Birth by Sleep as well. Sorry, I didn't say that, but I have played it. I play it on the
one.
I played it on the system it originated on, which is the PSP, which is great.
Probably the
nice.
one game I have not played yet.
Okay, the one thing I will say, though, is
Yeah.
when the series began, I definitely understand what Square Enix was going for. They had released their brand new flagship title, Kingdom Hearts. You know, it's Kingdom Hearts. It's great.
Fun fact, it was pitched on an elevator with a
Yeah.
Disney executive.
Yeah, and
Yes.
also Sora got into Smash the same way.
Yes.
But anyway, my at least my thought process, like the thought process I think they had going into it, is because realistically, the game that they were developing, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, it obviously was such a massive departure from what Kingdom Hearts was known for. Right?
Oh yeah, like the hack
was-
and slash. Yeah.
It was such a massive departure, right?
Yeah.
Which is why, right, if you called it Kingdom Hearts 2, all the old fans who like Kingdom Hearts 1 would be super confused, but they went with the other path, which was
And also, if
naming
you
it-
skipped Chain of Memories and went straight to 2, you would be so confused on the story.
Yeah.
which is why
That's kind of
Yeah.
which is why I always will
Just-
say this to many people. It is fine if you find the story confusing, because at the start they did not make it easy. Like
No, they were on different consoles, different handhelds. You would need a lot of money to
Okay.
buy all these.
yeah,
Okay,
like
but-
realistically, we have one on the PS2, we have another on the Game Boy Advance, you have another on the DS.
PSP.
PSP.
Okay,
There was
okay,
one.
okay,
There was
okay,
one
okay,
on
okay.
a Japanese phone. I am not kidding. There's also
Yep.
just a mobile game as well.
There was
But-
one on the
real quick.
Dreamcast.
There's gonna be another mobile game
quick.
as well.
Yep,
Real quick.
missing link.
hmm
nah.
God. But
Oh,
real
go ahead,
quick,
Stealthy. Go ahead. Yeah.
About the whole multi-platform thing. Riddle me this, Batman. Whose idea was it, Square or Disney? Because I'm looking at Disney
Okay.
very suspiciously.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, it's basically Square Enix are the ones making the game, right? But realistically, they are not the owners of the characters that they put into this game. So,
No, the owner is
the-
Tetsuya Nomura.
no,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
actually, Disney technically own the rights to a lot.
They
of characters.
own the Disney. But I'm saying like Sora, Riku, Kairi. That's like Nomura. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm,
but
well,
I believe
technically,
Did-
it's,
wasn't the deal-
technically Disney has.
Oh, I
ownership.
see. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's
Disney-
like it's like partial ownership with Disney.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Disney-
I see
Disney-
what you're saying.
Disney
Yeah,
has
which is
ownership
why I'm saying like,
over
but don't-
over like most. of
wasn't the
characters,
deal
yeah.
that they could also choose like distribution? Remembering correctly,
I don't.
or was that handled by Square?
All I know is that at least when it comes to like, for example, getting into Smash Brothers must have been a shit show for the pure
Oh
reason.
boy!
For the
Um,
pure reason that Nintendo had to talk to Disney because
Like fun fact, there was a Smash poll for the Wii U. Sora won that Smash poll, but they couldn't put him in due to licensing issues back
exactly,
then.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Sakurai was
Right.
able to do an elevator pitch and to a Disney executive, which very ironic.
Very ironic.
Yeah.
But yes,
who'da thought that.
Oh, go ahead, Stealthy. Yeah.
Who'da thought that the world's biggest mouse in the world, was feared by the world's most popular plumber in the world.
Honestly, I'm kind of just surprised that the keychain was even in the game, like for Smash. That
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
no,
Mickey
that-
keychain. Yeah.
that was the thing that
Dude,
surprised me the most.
okay.
It's like
You mean
realistically,
Keyblade?
yeah, the Mickey.
Dude, when I
keychain.
saw that in his trailer, my heart started beating fast. And I thought about it, and it
Sorry,
sank
so-
because I'm like, oh.
So we're gonna move
It's the
on.
final
So we're gonna transition to. This is such a big topic, so we're gonna go to Kingdom Hearts 2. We all agree
Oh.
Kingdom Hearts 2 is probably one of the best Kingdom Hearts games out there, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
I feel like,
Sora,
Yeah.
Donald, Goofy.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
one of the best.
Yes.
My only complaint, and this is purely from my game design background,
Mhm.
don't make your tutorial 2 hours long. People will 100% lose
2 hours?
interest. Yes, it's 2 hours long.
2 hours.
The thing with that,
No.
is
That,
when you
that-
play
that-
the-
that thing was 3 hours long. I kept
yeah,
counting.
when you play the prologue with Roxas, though, you could see that Nomura wanted to do it as a story standpoint and a gameplay standpoint.
I understand that, but
Yeah.
realistically,
Yeah, it was super long. Yeah.
it is a 3-hour long tutorial.
So I
It
want to
does
get
not-
Fantasy's input. And what is
Mhm.
your thoughts of Kingdom Hearts 2 specifically?
Gameplay wise, I think it's somewhat a little crowded, especially with what you mentioned about the tutorial. It is a bit too long.
I agree.
Mhm.
Story wise, like it follows a very interesting narrative. That's all I'm gonna say.
No bodies, yeah.
Yeah.
The organization.
Yeah.
Organization 13,
I
yeah.
will.
Yep.
And I will still hold Kingdom Hearts 2 to this. I don't care.
When it
what
comes to
people say
the
about Kingdom
bosses,
Hearts
though, really fun bosses in that game.
Mm.
Oh no, definitely. Especially, I can't remember if it was Roxas, the dual wielder.
Oh yeah, when you're on the Station of Awakening, yeah,
Yeah,
really fun stuff.
yeah. Very hard,
uh,
but also very fun.
Hey, so,
Yo, go ahead, Turbo.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this before we continue. If you have put a question in the chat, we will get to it just after the Kingdom Hearts bit.
Yes.
And we will have at least a bigger discussion about it, because I think we skipped
Yeah,
over
because I got a
some.
few more things to say about Kingdom Hearts. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But what I was
Mhm.
gonna say, regardless, is I think Kingdom Hearts 2 movement and controls is leagues above, leagues above anything that you could ever, and I mean ever, see in Kingdom Hearts 1. And the one
Excuse
thing,
me.
the one thing I will 100% say, as there's something in the games industry and just in game creation as a whole, it is called juiciness, and it's a very bad name, but don't worry about it. But essentially, it is. So I'm not sure if people know this, but whenever you play a game and you do something in a game, whenever something just feels right, it just feels perfect to execute. There's nothing wrong with it. It just feels incredible. That is juiciness.
Yes.
It is it's when a thing in a game feels absolutely incredible.
Feels very
to play.
smooth.
It feels very smooth,
Yeah.
but not only that, but it feels satisfying. A good example of this is, I'm just gonna put this out here because I'm a Tetris guy. Whenever you get a Tetris, there's a lot of cool effects that play, and it makes it so satisfying to do. KH2 has a shit ton of them, and it is so fun. So
Not gonna
fun.
lie, it is
Oh,
pretty
wait.
satisfying beating up Sephiroth in 2.
Exactly.
Oh wait,
Exactly.
hang on. Wait, we can go uncensored.
Blaze isn't here.
I've been using the bumper for nothing.
Uh-huh.
I don't have
Okay,
the
anyways.
bumper sound effects, Stealthy. Leave me alone. I have quacks.
Okay.
Anyways, moving on.
One thing I will say about Kingdom Hearts 2, I don't care what people say about KH3. I will always hold Kingdom Hearts 2 to this.
Well,
It is the
looking for you,
one.
Stealthy, we're actually going to transition to Kingdom Hearts 3. So I'll start with Turbo for that this time. Turbo, what are your thoughts of Kingdom Hearts 3?
I think I'm just gonna be real.
Yeah.
I think Kingdom Hearts 3 underdelivered on the hype. I will say it.
It took so damn long, dude. The hype died.
I'm gonna be real. You people in the industry have probably heard, like people in the industry and outside the industry probably hear this a lot. Development hell. Many games have gone through it,
Yeah.
and it's always a death sentence on arrival.
They
Whenever
had
you-
to change game engines.
Yeah. Basically,
Dude,
I will
fucking-
give you this. Anyone who remembers the lead up to Cyberpunk 2077?
2077, yeah.
Yeah, will know
boy.
what I'm talking about. That game took
Oh
a-
god, day one. Oh dude.
took a
yeah.
massive 8 years, I believe. Don't fact check me on that, but I'm assuming it's around 8
Mhm.
years it took to make that game. And because of that,
Dude,
they built so much hype up and so much things. And when they couldn't deliver on the hype that fans expected of them, it fell apart. And even worse than that, there were glitches and things riddled with bugs.
And I want to point out, going back to Final Fantasy, KH3 had the same issue as 15, the development hell. They had to switch game engines,
Yeah.
just like 15.
Realistically, I think KH3 is incredibly lucky because there were no bugs. Well, not
Yeah.
lucky, but I think they did a good thing. They didn't. They make
Oh,
sure
yeah.
they make sure to beta test. They make sure to do things like that because the game is not buggy. Realistically, if you went into KH3 and wanted to play a good Kingdom Hearts game, that is there. I still think KH3 is an amazing game. I still think.
And they made it even better,
Yeah,
adding a
but-
critical mode, the data organization battles,
and Remind.
with the DLC.
I will
Yeah,
say,
Remind.
though-
Yeah, that's in Remind, the data organization. Yeah.
However, the
I will
only
say
thing.
though that
Yeah. Continue.
for Kingdom Hearts 3, yeah, the hype for it before it released kind of did just drag it out back, kick it, and then shoot it like Gold Yeller.
But
Yeah.
essentially, the way I see it is like, I'm British. Before anyone asks, hi. But
Oh,
Uh,
that's an accent.
but essentially, we use the pound currency here instead of dollars.
Mm.
But in the UK, you could find copies of Kingdom Hearts 3 for about £8, which is dirt cheap, really, really cheap. Which
For
always-
those of you who can't convert that, that's like 8 USD.
And-
Isn't that like? I thought I was gonna say, isn't it like 6?
it's a bit lower. Yeah.
6 to 8, yeah.
But here's the
Yeah.
thing, right? For
Mhm.
example, if you went to go find a copy of KH2, right? Or even KH1, it's not up by much, but it's significantly higher. Like, my copy of KH2 cost me about £12, right?
Oh, that's because they have the nostalgia tax now, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing. KH3 looks incredible, it sounds great, except for some characters' lines. You know who you know who they are.
Also, big things happen in the story in KH3 as well. You get
okay,
big climactic
that-
moments.
that is the
Yeah.
thing I want to talk about quickly.
Yes,
So
Go ahead.
I think the story is a
was
bit-
all over the place, right?
I-
the pacing was bad.
I think
yeah.
the pacing is awful because
It was
essentially,
terrible, yeah.
Oh,
essentially,
yeah, no.
it is Sora relearning all the abilities he's lost throughout the entire the series, right? But here's the thing:
Yeah, no.
he's already broken when you start playing as it. Like as soon as you start playing as him, he is really he's got.
It's
a lot
funny
of
that they
abilities.
gave him a reason to be level 1 due to Dream Drop distance, but he's still pretty broken.
Yeah, which is like this is the most overpowered he's been in like most of the games. And-
Well, okay, hold on. I want to give Fantasy a turn. I know you haven't played it, but like, do you have any thoughts on Kingdom Hearts 3?
Mm. Well, I only have mostly thoughts on the story.
Yeah, like on a story
Mhm.
standpoint, you can say on from a story aspect.
I mean,
Yeah, to be fair, if you speak on the story, you got like what 30 minutes of content there.
No, dude, it's hours of cutscenes.
Yeah, I was
for
gonna
the
say
story.
it's like
Okay.
hours.
It's
There's like
hours.
hours of cutscenes.
It is like
That's watching the cutscenes. I'm talking about talking about it.
I'm talking. The story itself is very interesting, especially the ending where Sora ends up in nowhere and tries to fight something.
Yeah, the
else.
final world. Yep.
The final world, yeah. I didn't necessarily understand much of what was going on. All I know is that he was no longer with Riku, and Kairi. Just that he was off doing something one final time.
Well, it goes back to the time travel stuff where he
Yeah.
literally rewinds time because he died and now he's coming back with his body.
Oh
to
god.
fight Xehanort. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's all that
I
about
think-
that.
I think, yeah, Kingdom
God.
Hearts. The thing I don't really like, or the thing I find not like, sorry, the thing I find interesting is how this is going to lead up to KH4. Now,
Oh, we'll
KH
get to that, but there's a
K-
little something I want to.
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
We'll get to that beast.
But so Turbo, did you see in the Remind DLC there is a scene with the new character Yuzora
Yes.
in a car that looks exactly like the scene from the Final Fantasy Versus 13 trailer from a long time ago.
Yes, I did see that. I
Yes.
found that very interesting. Very, like,
Yeah.
It's like
Right. I'm sorry. Wait. How the hell do you make that comparison? What?
no,
No, it's literally shot by shot
shot
remake.
by shot. Yeah, 1-for-1.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
So if you guys don't know,
Okay.
this is for the chat. This is for the chat. So Tetsuya Nomura worked on a old project called Final Fantasy VII Versus 13. He was then kicked off the team, and that project eventually transformed into Final Fantasy 15. So he never got to like put his ideals into the game. Basically, that's why Nomura, yeah, he's kind of salty about it, and I guess he put it in Kingdom Hearts
Yeah.
as like a revival or something, or a homage.
Mm.
Yeah.
Imagine if he was just a bit petty and be like, if I don't do it on my game that I was previously on, I'm gonna do it on this game.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, if I'm not gonna do it in Final Fantasy, I'm gonna do it in Kingdom Hearts. Like, screw you guys. Ugh. Fantasy, did you have any thoughts on the Remind DLC cutscenes with Yuzora and stuff? Any theories on that?
Not necessarily.
Hmm.
I was just curious as to where it was gonna go.
I did notice that the driver of the limo looked very similar to a certain character. Turbo.
Sorry.
Oh no, it's all good. Yeah, I was saying, the limo driver, he looks kind of like Luke Sword, the card guy.
He does.
Yeah,
Mm. I found that very
that'd be something
interesting.
to do with that.
Yeah.
Anyways, our final topic for Kingdom Hearts, the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. I'm sure you guys have all seen that
Yes.
by now.
Okay. I
Yes.
have a prediction.
Yes.
It's definitely going to be Star Wars is definitely going to be in it.
Oh, you're talking about the ATT foot that we saw?
Yeah, it's Star Wars. Although, on the other topic, on a different, like, this is completely different, but I want to at least mention it.
Okay.
I find it so annoying when companies do this, but Square Enix do it the most. When they release trailers, right? And it's so obvious that the gameplay that you're seeing is not real gameplay. But they don't say it.
No.
They, like, I
I
will say... The KH4 footage that you guys have seen,
It's not going to look like that when it
It
releases.
is not gonna
yeah.
look because
No.
realistically, when I saw that footage,
Magic in the making.
it is so obvious that you will not be able to pull that off with a normally. Basically, all of that is basically just animations with UI put on the screen. That is.
So
all
going
it
back to
is.
KH4, what do you guys think of the new Sora look? I'll start with Fantasy.
Oh god.
Much like
I-
the other.
No, I'm starting with Fantasy. Yeah, I'll get to you,
Oh, okay.
Stealthy. Yeah.
I must say,
Mhm.
I do like his outfit design. I'm not so sure about like, his design glow up in general though.
The longer hair,
Yeah,
yeah.
the longer hair, the face. I'm just wondering, like, how will all this like play or fit into the narrative? Because
You
like
can see the wrinkles on his lips.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
gonna-
because
they're-
like
they're
it
gonna-
it shows that he's older now.
They're gonna make him being in Smash Cannon.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
God,
no.
no.
He will. He will. You know you will.
Yeah. I thought it looked like
Nintendo.
weird at first, as well. I would say. Turbo, what are your thoughts on the new Sora look in KH4?
My thoughts, at least
Yeah.
for me,
Mhm.
I have no real opinions personally.
Like, do you think it looks good? It looks bad? Like, what's your opinion?
Well,
Yeah.
my opinion is, well, I'm thinking of this from a, like, I'm trying to think is this like a world that he's going to, right?
So
this
I can explain.
No, like, because like obviously whenever like Sora has to go to a different world, they can't really tell the other worlds about each other, right? So they have to
After
disguise
he
themselves, right?
sacrificed, well, after he sacrificed himself to save Kairi, he was then transported back to the final world, and then he fights Yozora in a different universe, and that's how he ends up into Yozora's universe.
Yeah, no,
because
but
he fought
yeah,
Yozora.
no, I know that, but what I'm trying to say is,
yeah.
I think his new design is supposed to be what he would look like if he was like just a normal ass kid.
Yeah, like in just the real world, our world, yeah.
Which, in that context, I think it looks really good. Personally, I think it looks great.
Yeah,
If
I don't
you-
mind the longer hair.
If you think about it purely around that context. However, I feel like he'll probably go back to like how he looked in KH3 when he goes back to the normal world, but just with different clothing. That's my theory.
We'll see. Like this will be on a new game engine and also on the PS5. So yeah, we'll see.
It's probably in UE5, right, or Unreal 5.
Unreal Engine 5, yeah.
Which means I can edit it. I know how to use Unreal 5. Like that's.
But
what
yeah,
I'm
I will say for that trailer, the real looking Dark Side looked really awesome. The Master of Masters was cool to see. Rip Clown Shoes. Goodbye forever. Oh, maybe.
Mickey Mouse shoes.
Yeah, and also Goofy and Donald are checking if Sora's dead by going to Hades. That's cool.
Oh my god.
I like how they're like, yeah, he's dead.
All right. Anyways, guys, we are now transitioning to our next topic:
Oh,
anime.
Actually,
Oh god.
before
Yes.
we switch onto that, we
Yes.
are going to answer the question that someone put in chat.
Yes, let's answer the chat questions. Yes.
I'm just gonna change the music and the picture quickly to match up with what we're gonna be talking about. It may look a bit pixelated. I'm sorry.
I'll let Turbo choose the first question. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, if you look at the background of the stream, it might take a while. I've been playing Dearly Beloved Swing version the entire time, by the way.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Who's our first chatter?
So,
question?
we have
Yep.
Ranger, who he's going to ask us, are you looking forward? Let me have a look. Are you looking forward to the new Yakuza game and Persona game?
I have no opinion on Yakuza, but I am looking forward to the Persona 3 remake.
I
Oh,
So,
reload.
Reload, yeah. I, myself, personally, I don't have any kind of opinions on Yakuza. I know a friend who would. He is currently not here right now because...
I know it's a beloved series, Yakuza.
Yeah, Yakuza, although, to be fair, like, I definitely... Just call me Jack, folks, or Ian. Got it. Alright, oh, it's Jack! Our infamous guy who leaves very critical comments on our YouTube videos. Thank you for those, by the way.
Hey.
Thank you for the feedback. It does really help. Thank you. Anyway,
The nervous laugh.
Anyone else got an opinion on Yakuza or Persona?
I have an opinion on Persona. Just
Yeah.
I also have an opinion on Persona.
I just don't have too much an opinion on Yakuza. I know that if Toasty was here, who you might remember. From
Okay, let's dive into Persona then.
Yeah, he would have an opinion. But I'll start it off because Persona is literally one of my favorite franchises. It's like probably like second if I had to rank. First being Crash Bandicoot. Sorry, my nostalgia takes over in that regard. But Persona, at least the new Persona games, we have Persona 5 Tactics and we have Persona 3 Reload. Now, I will be completely honest. I think Persona 3 Reload looks good. I think it looks great. However, I think there still needs a bit of improvement, which I'm glad there's still a lot of time for. I have a feeling... Wait, 1 minute. Oh, I was so worried that... Because Toasty messaged me, I was like, did he like... Did he like... hear? Is he watching the stream? But anyway, no.
Does he know? Yeah.
Persona 3 Reload looks interesting to say the least. I think
It got mixed reviews. Yeah.
I think it's really cool that they're doing this. But what is the point? I'm saying this because they already re-released the game on Steam, even though it didn't go like it obviously isn't what people wanted. But they still
No.
I know,
I
but
I
I just
I
find
know why it flopped down a lot.
I think I know why it did. Like the port. I think it's because of they made some like mechanical changes which no one liked.
Oh no, that's not the reason. The reason why is because they butchered a lot of the quality from the original, and they didn't even add the DLC to it, which would be Persona 3, the answer.
Exactly.
Because like if you go back and like actually like see review videos on Persona 3, for like the ported version, a lot of the time the audio sounds very like botched and robotic. That's what many fans are like going
can
on
see
about,
that.
and yeah, they're also going on about like the quality, how you can notice like clippings and stuff like that. Like they really were upset about how a beloved, staple of the franchise has gotten botched
I will
horribly.
say it was very astonishing to see basically an entire fan base become audio engineers for like a good chunk of time. It's like, oh, this audio is clipping.
I think
Oh,
it's
the mixing on this is weird.
I think
like,
it's also the fact that like I think at the time when these were being released, it was Persona's like anniversary. It was an anniversary for Persona. And it was the year of
yeah, I
Persona.
think so.
And I'm sorry, but Atlas, you did not do a very good job of that. However, I hope that they're trying to make it up, because at least to me, I think Persona 3 Remake is looking pretty good.
Yeah, the
You know,
trailer looks pretty nice.
I think it's obvious that they are probably just using some updated models of from the Persona 3 dancing game. Looks very obvious.
Oh.
Doing that.
Yeah.
But generally, I think that I like the fact that they're taking a lot of inspiration from P5. P5 got a lot of things right in terms of UI, and as someone who is doing a lot of UI right now,
Oh, Persona 5 is by far the fan favorite.
yeah, which is why I'm thinking
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
thinking that
Especially 5R Royal.
Yeah.
5 Royal.
Yeah,
yeah,
Royal
so-
Edition.
although this is when it comes to P5 tactics,
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna just say this. I really like the look of it. I think it looks great.
Are you
But
talking about the art style or the gameplay?
both. I think they both look really nice. I've never been a tactic. Like I don't like games. I've never played games like Fire Emblem or anything like that because that's what I take inspiration from. But I think it still looks really, really good. Although, I do have to say one thing. Jesus Christ, they're giving Persona 5 a lot of spin-offs. And I know, for good reason, Persona 5, like what we just explained, is the fan favorite. But like,
Yeah, they want to get their money.
P3 has only had one...
I mean,
P3's had
Bro,
one...
you have all.
Persona 3's had one spin-off if you don't count the Persona Q titles. I don't count them as spin-offs. I count them as like joint games. That I don't know. That's just me. If you
They're not canon though, so they're technically spin-offs.
Okay, fair enough. So then both of them are like then Persona 3 has had two spin-offs, while Persona 4 has had the two fighting games, which are both spin-offs.
Yeah,
And then
it's literally a spin-off of a spin-off because it's a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
but then Persona 5 has had Persona 5 Royal, right? I know that's not a spin-off, but it's another game in the Persona series. Persona 5 Strikers, Persona 5 Dancing, Persona 5 Tactics, the Persona 5 mobile game.
Oh my god.
They've done a
Oh,
lot of
geez.
shit. I can't wait until there's a Persona VR experience. Like they're just
And then there's Persona Q2.
and Persona Q2 and the Persona 5 re-releases on all modern platforms. Like
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
which I own the Switch version. The Switch version is remarkably really runs very well. Considering that Strikers
Yeah.
didn't. Strikers ran really poorly on the Switch. Like really poorly.
But to be fair, to
Mm.
answer your like question of why there's so many Persona 5 sequels, come on, Turbo, you of all people should know. If you have a cow, you need to milk it for the cash.
Well, that's what I was saying. They're doing it for the money. Yeah.
I know, but anyway,
Fantasy, you said you had an opinion on Persona. Yeah, let's get to you.
Well, I know quite a lot about Persona, and I'll tell you this much. I really wish that Persona 1 and 2 got also some more recognition because they're
yeah.
beloved series as well.
I agree with that.
Yeah, it's
Especially
definitely
Like-
forgotten by the fans.
Like,
Yeah.
especially
I
considering,
mean,
yeah, like Persona 1 and Persona 2 are like stuck on the PSP, aren't they?
yeah, they're stuck on the PSP, and I really wish they had at least a remake or remaster. Because Persona 1 was like the entry to everything. It was the beginning starting point for the whole Persona like formula. It had a very lovely story involving a person dealing with, trauma and nihilism, as well as
Yeah.
someone fighting with their guilt and also fighting off a god. and
Right. Yeah.
then there's
Oh.
Persona 2 that has a lot of references to not just like star signs, but like the Last Battalion, um, Philemon.
Yeah.
Hold on. Someone said Persona
A lot
5
of-
anime. There is already a Persona 5
Yeah.
anime.
Yeah, there already is one.
I think that's
Yeah.
I think that's a question which we'll answer in a bit. We'll answer in a bit.
And I mean, even the main character is technically bisexual because they get to choose a male and female love interest.
Yeah, that's very true.
We'll give you this, Atlas. Very progressive.
Yeah.
And yeah, but that was back then in like the early
but-
2000s.
yeah, but then they immediately backtracked on that because like Persona was.
Oh yeah, no, they backpedaled on that hard.
Persona 3
Really?
Portable has a female protagonist, which I think is great. I love the fact that like the female protagonist changes. Like the story, like not everything changes, but like your interactions with people change, which I think is a subtle detail, but it's a good one. Although Atlas, I swear to God, you like to do some weird things. Like, I get it. Dating your teacher in P5, strange. But
They like to go off the rails.
But
yeah.
Ken,
Need I remind you of
Ken.
the entirety of Persona 4?
Ken,
Oh god.
Ken.
Jeez.
That's all I'll
Anyways,
say.
do we want to move on to our next chat question?
Yes. The next chat
Yes.
question is, it has something to do with the anime, with Persona. It's more Persona stuff.
Persona
So,
5.
have you watched any of the Persona anime? The 4 P3 movies, the P4 anime shows, or the P5 anime, or Trinity Soul? I don't know what Trinity Soul is, but I have seen...
the Persona 5 anime, and it's not that good.
I've seen like one clip of the P3 one. I've seen a lot of clips of P4, and I've watched a significant amount of the P5 anime. And so I have a very funny. I have a story to tell with this one.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to go first? Because the story could go on for a while.
Well, I was gonna say I've seen all of P3's anime. I've seen all of P4's anime as well as the golden version. And I've seen some of P5's animation as well.
So this is how I'm going to explain it. Now, Drifting Soul is hard to find. That'd probably be why I haven't heard of it. But it takes place between P3 and P4. Okay, I have to try and see what it is. Because it sounds interesting. Okay, P5 anime. Me and my friends already knew going into watching this anime that it was bad. We already knew. We've seen like clips of it. It doesn't look good. So
I'd rather watch other animes.
So
yeah.
we spiced it up. Now I'm gonna give a very quick disclaimer here. We didn't do nothing bad happened, but I want to disclaim to everyone that me and my friends are uni students. We're university students.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to make a drinking game out of it.
Of course.
Yeah. We took a shot for so many things. Like, one of them was if we complained about the animation. Like, I'm not joking. If one of us said something like, oh, the animation looks terrible, we had to take a shot. It was, like, and to be fair, made the experience a lot more enjoyable. To be fair, it was probably more enjoyable considering the fact that, we kind of just, I started, like, after a while, just going, like, yo, for real?
To be fair, that's like doing a drinking game while watching The Room. So,
Also,
yeah.
this isn't in the chat, but this is in the Discord. Angulo, as university students, what else would you do? Study. A lot.
A lot of studying.
Doing a lot of work.
Oh yeah, it's not like your
say,
typical movie where you just party all day. It's actual studying.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I will say though, someone brought up the room. I did not hit her. It is bullshit. I did not.
Well, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Okay, but does anyone have anything they want to talk about, at least when it comes to
That's
the
all
anime?
I've only seen the
Um,
P5 anime, so.
In terms of the anime, I have seen the P4 one.
Okay.
Or is there more of that?
You want to dive
Yeah,
into that, or?
Anymore?
I didn't know what to think of it. Like
I like the art style.
Me?
personally.
the art style is fun. Don't get me wrong, but what was this for? Who was this made for?
What do you mean?
Like, it can't be the hardcore Persona fan because they're more than likely playing.
I mean,
their...
Stealthy, it was just promotion for the game, dude.
Well,
Oh,
I think
was it?
it was
Oh.
also because like they would air like whenever there was an option on the game which would show you the times when the game when the TV show was on, I believe, which was a
You see, that's the part that confuses me. It's like they would let you know when it's airing. So like, what I was thinking was it worked similar to like a TV broadcast show.
Mhm.
And so that's why I was asking who is it for, because like if it's a anime with a regular upload, like a regular broadcast schedule, it's probably not for the hardcore Persona fan base
Yeah.
because they're probably making their 100th run through the
Okay.
game.
Um,
It's not for the casuals because they're still learning. They're still learning the game.
That might be thinking too deeply into it, but I see what you're saying.
yeah. By the way,
I think too deeply into everything.
by the way, I'm just gonna put this out here. I'm gonna go quickly just to go grab a drink. You guys can
No worries.
start the next conversation without me. Because
Alright.
luckily we're not playing any
I-
kind of game at the moment. So
Yeah, I was gonna go to Fantasy's turn on Persona anime.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab a drink. See you guys in a sec.
I mean,
All right,
well,
so Fantasy,
I
yeah.
guess,
What's your take on the Persona animes?
I was gonna make a joke.
I mean, I would say that they're very interesting retellings as they go for many endings. For example, in the Persona 3 version, they go for the complete ending, which is when the main protagonist, Makoto, sacrifices himself to save basically the whole world from death.
Mhm.
And Persona 4, you go for the true ending, that being that you defeat what's her name? Kami Sachuchi or Izin Amatera? No.
Yeah, I'm not
it's,
sure. I wish I could tell you.
No, it's fine. It's been a while since I've seen it anyways. But and it's also very interesting to see the depth of the character that they have, because in Persona 3, all that you're really given off of is that it's a well-mannered spoken boy who just keeps to themselves, but slowly but surely comes out of that shell and opens up a bit. In Persona 4, it's someone who believes that they'd be all alone for without any friends or people who cared about him.
Yeah, he
And-
learns to make connections. It's really awesome to see.
Yeah, and it's also really amazing to see how the silent protagonists are portrayed in these situations. In Persona 5's case, I would say I'm a bit iffy on it because it does follow the same gripes as the game. It kind of feels a little short.
Oh,
Like
I
it
agree.
doesn't feel like it comes out naturally. It kind of feels slightly forced, if I make any
It feels
sense.
artificial, yeah.
Yeah, it feels artificial. Which, I mean, I don't understand why they went for that direction. I really wish they went more naturally, kind of like in Persona 4, where whenever you would say something like funny, like "Oh, you suck," and
Yeah, you could just picture that
I
as a
wouldn't
huge
apologize.
advertising campaign for the video game since it was
Yeah.
so successful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's also not just because of that. It's also successful because of the style, the way that it follows the story, as well as all the
That too, yeah.
all the confidants that you can follow through with. And also the voice acting. The dub especially is very funny. I remember
check
a
that
lot
out.
of scenes. Yeah. I remember a lot of the scenes where in the dub, the voice actors definitely had a lot of fun. I can say that much.
Nice.
Yeah, I remember.
So,
Mhm.
oh, yeah, what were you gonna say?
I remember that in P4, which is in my opinion the better anime out of all of them, is that it. Oh, hello.
Oh,
It sounded like someone was cut out.
no, you're good.
All right. Is that many of the responses are actually from the game, and I like that they did that little like homage to the game, where they use like actual choice options to say to characters
Yeah,
in that
that's
certain
always fun to
scenario.
see. Yeah.
Yeah, especially use versions because he's always seen as a blunt character, and I like how they transfer that bluntness into the animated series.
Nice.
Like, yeah, and also those funny little comments too that he would say, like, "Are you the murderer?" And the person's like, "Shut up, bro."
They don't stray off the true silliness of the game. Awesome.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, because like it's a very serious game with serious topics of like how
Right.
broadcast how the mass wants to see more of this one person, how you have to hide your like self, and to see it you need like better eyes, which I like with the glasses motif.
Yeah, get what the people
Mm.
want.
Yeah, that's basically what this whole game is about. And an animated series and the animated series.
So, speaking of anime, that's
Oh, boy.
what we are transitioning to. The
Yay!
recent animes you guys seen. I guess
Oh,
I'll go
boy.
first. So if you guys haven't seen, the third season of Demon Slayer just finished, and oh boy,
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
yeah, it is so beautiful. Every episode is
I have
movie
heard.
quality. Yeah,
Yeah, I have heard.
and not just that, the first and last episode are over 50 minutes long. So they
Oh,
put a lot of
wow.
time into this. Yeah.
Hello.
I see.
I am back.
Hello, Turbo. We are on the subject of animes, and we're talking about Demon Slayer.
Nice.
Yes.
Just,
Have you seen any? Oh, go ahead.
Just gonna put the prefix out here for people on stream. I do not have a creative thing to switch to for anime because there's a lot. So I'm just gonna put what is usually on here, which is Sonic running and some Sonic music. There you go.
There we go. But yeah, Turbo, have you had any exposure to Demon Slayer?
Yes, I have.
Okay, go ahead. Talk about your experience with Demon Slayer.
Sorry, I was just having a drink.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer. I
Mhm.
watched like, I think I watched like 3 episodes and then I got bored.
Oh, just that's it. Okay. Okay, never mind.
Okay, let me discuss my point.
Okay, go ahead. You got the floor.
I don't know what it was. I thought the animation was stunning. I thought it looked great.
Indeed.
I don't know what it was. I didn't care.
It's definitely your generic shonen anime. It's definitely that. Yeah.
This is my like. For me, when it comes to anime,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, for me, when it comes to anime and shows, you have to give me a really unique concept for me to get any kind of interest. For example, one of my favorite like fantasy shonen kind of video gamey type animes, if you want to call it that, is That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. That is
pretty good anime.
It's a really good anime, but it's also such a unique one as well. It's so good. But like when it comes to anime that I find interesting is like, look, I think Demon Slayer is great, and I think if you like it, it's amazing. Although I've heard bad things. People have told me don't watch the dub. I chose to watch the dub. My reasoning being, I can't watch subs. I can't read that fast.
No, that's fair because not many people like to read. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not just that, but like it's so difficult for me to read that fast. Generally, I find that so difficult. But what I will say is, I think Demon Slayer is great. I may not finish it, but it looks good. I think the animation's great. And I think the voice acting from both sides, by the way, of English and Japanese, or you know what I mean. But yeah, They're
splendid. Yeah.
they're amazing. And as much as people want to say, because I've heard a lot of people tell me the dub voice acting is awful. It is not.
Yeah.
As someone who is a voice actor, or at least an amateur one, it is good. The performance that they're doing is amazing. It's not as good as the original, in my opinion. I think stuff in the original, like in Japanese, sounds great. Sounds much better. You can even tell from even though I'm not a Japanese speaker, I can at least hear the emotion. It sounds amazing.
Yeah, and you can appreciate it. Yeah.
But it's not that the English voice acting is bad. I think the English voice acting is great. If you want to talk about an anime that I absolutely adore, though,
I was gonna say, tell me what's the most recent anime you've watched?
like brand new anime.
Just the one that you last watched in your free time. Because for me, it was Demon Slayer season 3.
You're gonna laugh at me for a sec.
Okay.
It'll be Haikyuu.
Oh, IQ.
It'll be Haikyuu, man. I love that show. If you
Yeah,
wanna...
go ahead and talk to the chat, like how good
Yeah.
Haikyuu is. You've already told me, so.
Although I can say that I did watch. What was it? It was a Studio Trigger show. It was that. It was like BNA.
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah, I'll discuss it after I've talked about Haikyuu. But
Yes.
Haikyuu. Imagine
Sports anime done right.
it's sports anime done right, and 2, imagine you're watching a shonen battle scene like Goku versus Vegeta, but it's volleyball. That is Haikyuu. Haikyuu
Literally inner monologues mid shot.
yeah. Basically, it feels like you are watching an anime fight scene whenever they're just having a normal match. Like, they made volleyball so interesting to the point where I've tried to learn how to play it myself in my free time. I've been bad at it, but I've tried. But, I've generally wanted to... Haikyuu is one of those shows that will make you motivated. It'll make you want to go and do more stuff. It is, in my opinion, the perfect feel-good show. And it is one of those shows that I put on, and anime in general, that I put on when I just need to be motivated. To be fair, I watched it when I was, like, realistically, like, I would watch that whenever I'd feel, like, really down about something. I'd be like, oh, something bad happened to me today.
And then afterwards, you just feel so pumped and motivated.
Yeah,
You gotta punch something.
Yes. So I recommend you go watch Haikyuu. The most recent season at the moment has they're still waiting on the next part. I don't know when it's coming out. I don't know if it's even on like an indefinite hiatus. But
One thing about Haikyuu, the music is amazing.
oh, Haikyuu music slaps. It's so good, so good. But anyway, the other thing I want to talk about is BNA.
Yes.
BNA is strange. It's very weird. I think it's good, and I think the voice acting's good, specifically considering that there's a Persona VA in...
Also, the animation looks good, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's a Persona VA inside of this. The main character's voiced by the same person who voices Makoto in P5, in the English dub. And before anyone asks, I have a feeling we're going to get like a question come up in the chat, like, who are your favorite Persona 5 characters? It's gonna happen.
By the way, please don't hate on the anime just because it has furries. Like, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Generally, I think the concept's really fun. I think the ending's really...
Finish your
I think the ending's really stupid, personally. I won't spoil it, but I think the ending's very stupid. But that's...
Well, it can't be as bad as Darling in the Franxx.
We're not gonna bring that show up.
Yeah.
And then the only other show that I would know of recent memory that I've seen... I'm trying to think. I can just name like a bunch off the top of my head. Like Toradora. Toradora is great. watch it.
Corridor is an amazing, romance comedy.
Also, there's also a lot more P5 voice actors in there. The main love interest is voiced by Morgana's VA.
Ah, that makes sense.
Also, I believe the blue-haired character, I forgot her name unfortunately, but she's voiced by Anne from P5.
Oh, by the same character who, person who played on Takamaki for
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, and then...
Oh, you're talking about Ami. Yeah.
Yeah, Army, and then I believe the guy with the glasses guy, he's voiced by the same voice person who...
Yusaku?
Yeah, Yusaku voices the main protagonist of P4. So...
He's
Johnny
Young Bosch, a very famous voice actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed, Jack. Toradora is amazing. A very sad one, A Lie in April.
Oh, dude, that
That-
hits the feels.
A Lie in April
Yeah.
it's rough. It's rough.
Ooh.
Someone put in the chat, SAO is my personal favorite anime of all time, personally.
Okay, SAO first season is fine, but after that, it goes downhill.
I
I will say.
respect your opinion. Considering
Yeah.
that the
Mhm.
first anime I ever watched was SAO. That's the anime that got me into everything. So I will always remember it as that. I can say when I don't like it though. I think the first half of the first season is good. I think that's good.
Yeah, the gimmick was good.
But
But later on,
like I'm not even joking. If you watched season 2, which I have, season 2 intro is the
Gun-Gil Online,
Yeah.
or...
The
Okay.
intro reveals the main villain. Like the main
Yeah, Red Eyes.
yeah. The main villain is called Death Gun, right? And in the in the intro, you see like one of the new characters. Then it fades him away and reveals Death Gun. I wonder who
Well-
Death Gun is.
Well, to be fair, spoiler alert, Def Gun was actually 2 people in season 2. They were like switching and stuff. Yeah.
Mm. Okay,
But yeah,
actually, the one
I
thing
see
I
what you
will
mean.
say, I think Alicization, the most recent season, like if you want to call it that.
Oh yeah, Alicization wasn't bad.
It
It had
wasn't-
pretty good animation. Yeah.
The only thing I will say about SAO is they do a lot, and I mean a lot of weird shit. To the point where
Yeah.
the creator of the show has actually had to apologize to some of the other, like to the VAs of that scene.
Oh boy, they hit all the categories.
Yeah, also, I will agree, Ordinal Scale was a pretty good movie. I liked Ordinal Scale.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun movie. Let's go to fantasy though. Fantasy, what's the last anime you've watched?
It was my star.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. You want to talk about? Yeah, go ahead.
I will say it's a very interesting concept of like going off of like how the media works with pop idols, people who are like very famous, especially in Japan, and how they can be treated like very poorly just because they do one little mistake.
Right.
And actually, one of the episodes that I had a very, very hard time watching was the one where the blue-haired girl, I don't remember her name because it's been a while, wanted to commit, am I allowed to say the word?
They wanted to unalive themselves.
They wanted to commit soy sauce, so I'm going to say it like that.
Fair enough. Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, it hit hard for, well, obvious reasons. But it also kind of like made sense because they're people too. They have, feelings, and
Yeah.
people really shouldn't treat them as though they're just
They're
objects
not
to
robots.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And depending on the person, they can be driven to a very bad place or keep on thriving.
Yeah.
And I must say, I was a little creeped out of the fact that the episode afterwards, she was able to pinpoint a lot of stuff about Ai, which is Aqua and Ruby's mother or pop idol. Like, she was able to see every little detail and difference that happened. Like, she was even able to identify if she was pregnant or not. And I was like, oh my goodness.
Oh jeez.
if you've seen it, you'll know what I mean. Like attentive to detail to the T, and like mind you, and even when acting, she has the star, the symbol, the same stars that I has.
Wow.
Turbo, you want to say something?
I was just gonna say another good anime that I think is good. Like I think is good personally, is Blue Period. Blue Period.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Blue
the
Period.
drawing one.
Yeah, the art one.
Yep.
Like, I don't know. I find that I'm more attracted to like shows that are like very much slice of life. Like I don't know what it is. I prefer watching anime that's like very chill. Like that's why I like shows like Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maiden. At least the first.
oh my god,
season,
yes.
I absolutely
Yeah.
adore. And then
You would like March Comes In Like a Lion though.
I've
Yeah,
never seen it. I've never heard of that. I'll have to put it on the watch list.
it's a really good slice of life.
I think
Yeah.
there's also the Demon is a Part Timer. That's good. Demon is a Part.
Oh.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that one too.
Yeah.
Oh, have you seen what do I call it? Magia's Bride?
Oh, yes.
No.
Because
I
that
have
one's
seen that.
that one is very chill. Like it is magical and whimsical, but it is.
It is
still,
so
like,
beautiful. Oh my
very-
gosh.
Yeah, it is
She's
very
a-
beautiful.
Slowly gaining her humanity.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
from literally everything around her.
Literally
And,
everything. Oh.
The music, even the voice. Like I'm not sure if you've seen the episode where she gets her staff or her wand.
Yep, I've seen that
And-
episode.
Yeah, and the way that the Japanese VA for what was his name? Liddell? The Dragon Keeper.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like Jesus, man, that voice. I was.
And I
just
gotta
moved
say,
into
the
tears.
villain Cartophilius is pretty disturbing.
Oh God. Very, very disturbed, despite being the size of a child.
Okay. I have like a couple more anime
Yeah, go ahead.
that I can list off. So for one, a good video game anime that came out is
Ooh.
Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's great. The
Oh,
the Cyberpunk anime, from what I've seen, is good.
I don't know why I thought of the Mario movie when you said that.
I don't know. I was thinking for some reason. Yeah, I was thinking Mario movie for some reason when you said
Yeah.
that.
You said
video
video game anime.
There is now what was it? So there is. I don't think many people have heard of this, but it's a Netflix original one, right?
Yeah, Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I've seen the whole entire show.
No, not the Cyberpunk one, but this other one I'm about to say.
Oh,
is
okay.
The Orbital Children.
Orbital Children. I haven't heard of that one.
That one's really fun and unique, and I think it's really good. However, it's one of those experiences where you watch it once and then that's it. I don't think it's something you watch more
Okay.
times.
It looks like it's a very deep-centric story.
Yeah, the next one I wanted to bring up is Little Witch Academia,
Ah, yes.
where the protagonist is also voiced by the same person who voices Makoto. I swear, Trigger gets a lot of.
I got introduced to that series because back then only the OVA was out,
Yeah,
and there was no anime. Yeah,
I think it's really, really good. Like generally, it's like one of the like.
they
one-
do a really good job on the face expressions in that
yeah.
show.
Well,
Yeah.
it's done by Trigger, to be fair. But,
Yeah.
now, okay, I'm gonna mention like two anime movies.
Sure.
But I'm also going to mention this one quickly, which is an anime show, Beastars. I want to know people's opinion.
Okay,
Oh boy.
I have seen Beastars. Now, chat, please, do not judge us, but it's not just furry shit. It's actually a good story
It is
with
actually
good characters. Yeah.
Look, I could admit that season 2 is probably not the greatest, but season 1 is.
Season 1 is really good. Yeah.
Season 1 is really, really good. But please, I want to remind people that, yeah, it's not. Don't do that because it's really, really weird. Just because we like a show doesn't
Yeah.
mean that,
Don't get me wrong,
yeah.
it is looked down upon, but yeah.
Yeah. But next, I do want to mention A Whisker Away.
Oh, hold up.
It's the one where the girl turns into a cat.
Oh no, I haven't seen this. I've seen
haven't
the
seen it.
Weathering. I've seen Weathering Away with You.
I think it's good. However, some people could deem it as a little bit creepy. Because it's literally a story about how a girl who has a massive crush, well, not even a crush, but like outward, like almost stalkerous energy to this guy, becomes a cat. So like,
Yeah,
He
I can see how that can get
Yeah.
weird.
but realistically, if you get like, if you just think, oh, it's anime, then you're fine.
It is anime logic.
Yeah. And then the final thing I wanted to talk about, which sorry, I have like so many anime stuff I want to talk about.
You're good. I
There's-
want to get to Stealthy after this. Yeah.
There's a silent. Is it a silent voice? Silent voice is beautiful.
Oh,
It is-
that's a
silent-
teary one.
A silent
Damn, yeah.
voice is absolutely beautiful.
All I'm gonna say for that one is that balcony scene, bro.
Mm.
You know what I'm talking
Oh
about.
my god.
Okay,
No.
There's these next two. Now, one of these I have specifically very much changed my opinion on how I think about this one. I used to somewhat enjoy it. Now I kind of just can't watch it. I think it's terrible.
Okay,
Anyway.
which are?
But the first one, which is I think is really, really good and a unique concept, is Drifting Home.
Drifting Home. I haven't heard of that one either.
Drifting Home is really good.
I have no idea.
It's a
but
good
it
anime
is.
movie. But the next one
Oh,
is...
it's fairly recent. Came
Yeah.
out last year.
But then there is... Let me read the name. A Lull in the Sea.
That sounds familiar, but I don't think I've seen it.
It is a romance anime with so many like, I will be dead serious with you. When it is not, you know how it's like, oh, you know, there's a love triangle.
Mhm.
It's not a triangle.
Oh
It's-
god.
What is?
It's like a love hexagon.
Oh no.
no.
Oh, okay. Drama.
Oh, drama indeed.
It is awful. And it even gets worse. Like, all I will say is the concept behind the show and like the world I find super intriguing. It's about how like people, like, instead of people being like people originated from the ocean, right? And many people decided to just move up onto land, but it's about people who can generally just breathe underwater. And I don't know, I find that concept like really unique, at least as a concept, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, there's like this plot line where, like, spoilers, but I don't think you guys are gonna watch it personally.
I'm good.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're fine.
He, like, a bunch of the other people are stuck in hibernation underwater for 5 years, and then one of the characters, who, bear in mind, was a very, very young child, like toddler, is now like a teenager, right?
Oh.
And
Oh no.
yeah, you can see where it's going.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's
Also, guys, this is Anglo Jackson that joined.
yeah.
Sup? I can only talk for a few minutes.
You know him though. You know him and love him. He's awesome. But I won't talk too much about it. But I don't recommend people watch it. I thought it was like somewhat decent at the start, but then it got so bad.
Well, you know how it is. Japan's always Japan.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Stealthy. What's the last anime you've watched, Stealthy?
If he's still.
Is
If
he
he's
not
still
there?
Stealthy, you there?
Well, we lost Stealthy.
He's dead.
Temporarily.
Temporarily.
Bro, Angulo. Jack says, "Hi, Grunkle Stan."
Before we move on, Fantasy, were there any animes you wanted to give an honorable mention to?
Spy Family.
Ooh, good shout.
Ooh.
I love
yes.
season 1's intro.
Yes.
Your name.
Your Name. Oh,
Your
such
Name's
a
also
beautiful
good.
one.
Like, that movie's not just popular, it's actually good.
Another honorable mention. The World Ends With You anime.
Ooh,
Ooh, I need to check that out.
Okay. I'm gonna put this out here. The Pokemon X, Y, and Z anime.
Oh
yeah.
yes, I love
Oh.
it.
Good shout. Oh, and the Yu-Gi-Oh animes. Some of the Yu-Gi-Oh ones.
Oh yes, Yu-Gi-Oh! I wanted to actually mention.
By the way, quick comment about Pokemon, real quick. Ash finally won
Yeah, we're proud of him.
the league. Yeah, the Pokemon
GG's.
league. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
the
so
Pokemon.
happy for him.
yeah.
Finally, after like what 20 years.
He can finally rest.
Take that, Gary.
He
Okay,
can finally grow up.
okay. The only other thing I can say, like, no one in this chat's gonna know what this is. Only, I think, me and Fantasy will know what this is.
Oh boy.
The Cardfight Vanguard anime. So good.
Yo,
It's so
Sorry,
good.
the what?
I've
it's
heard
so
good
so
things.
good.
It's a card game anime, but it's so good.
Yes,
So
yes.
good.
yes.
Yeah. You're
Yo,
just gonna-
I love
yeah.
it so much.
Bro, Oceanaga, you just gotta trust us on this one because you've not seen it.
I mean,
Oh, I'm
okay.
sure it's good. Like I've seen Yu-Gi-Oh, so I'm sure it's on that level or even better.
I mean, I would say it's slightly better because at least there isn't too much like shenanigans in terms of like outer worldly entity
Well,
kind of
like,
stuff.
imagine-
That only
Yeah,
happens
like
like
the Shadow Realm.
Yeah.
Imagine
Gotcha.
it like this. The card game is actually supposed to act like a card game. Like,
yeah.
So they actually use the correct rules, not like Yu-Gi-Oh, where they skew the rules
Magic
for the anime.
base. I would say yes to a certain
Okay.
extent
yeah.
because
Gotcha.
Like,
because the game kind of revolves around like a lot of imaginational use.
yeah, like for example, like the first half of the show, like you see the main character like opening packs, improving his deck, learning more about the game.
Mhm.
It's just cool, right?
So
It's only like I would say like in like I will just spoil this like very much. So in around season
Okay.
3, there is like a big fantasy element where
Oh yeah.
an evil alien species from space decides to corrupt like people, make like a card game virus, like zombie virus.
Oh yeah.
Just saying
so
that.
my honor. Oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
I was just about to say. So just saying that is probably like, what the fuck? But it's generally one of the best seasons in the entire show. It's so good.
For sure.
Yeah.
So
if I'm
my
being
honorable
honest, yeah.
mentions are gonna be Jujutsu Kaisen and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Ooh.
I haven't seen too much of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but I do know that
I
it's
don't,
very cool.
I don't like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh my.
I'm sorry, you what?
I watched.
No, I get it. He's told me about this before. Yeah.
I was forced to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure from my brother. I got to watch the first 2 episodes of the original series, like the very first
Oh.
series.
The OVA?
No, not the OVA, but like the first season, like with
Oh, part 1.
that Mark
Jonathan.
one, yeah, Jonathan. And
You told me it was too wacky for you, I believe.
I generally, this is my words to my brother. I thought it was too bizarre.
Well, that's
Yeah,
literally
yeah,
why it's
yeah,
called
no,
JoJo's
no,
Bizarre
no. But the thing
Adventure.
is,
It's
if
really
I,
called
if,
that.
yeah, but the thing
It's
is, but the
pointed.
thing is, if I don't like the whole point of the show, I don't think I'm gonna like the rest. I'm just not.
No, that's fine. There's a lot of people that can't handle the craziness
Yeah.
in that anime.
The other thing is, I don't really like the art style. I just don't. I'm sorry. I know it's iconic, but it's not for me. And then finally,
Well,
I
that's
think
fair.
as I said, I don't watch the subs, right? But I generally would try to watch a sub of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The dub is terrible. It's terrible. It's awful.
Oh yeah, always go sub for JoJo.
I will admit the part 2 is.
I am happy though, like JoJo recently just released part 9 of the manga, so super excited for that. Oh yeah, and when it comes to Jujutsu Kaisen, it's literally like shonen formula done right.
Also,
Yeah.
Jack has some honorable mentions. Hey,
Yes.
Samurai Flameco and Black Lagoon are my honorable mentions.
Ooh, Black Lagoon, that has a good dub.
Mm.
Yeah. Revi's really a badass in that
I
one.
don't have any specific like anime, like honorable mentions. I know this is gonna sound very strange, but I'm going to do some honorable mentions. But one's not gonna be an anime. One's gonna be a show, like a Netflix show with like the actual human.
Not
actors
live
in it.
action, yeah.
It's not like a live action anime adaptation. It's just a good show that I recommend people watch.
Okay.
First one though is an actual anime, Sonic X.
Sonic.
That's on there.
Yeah.
But then the other one
Yeah.
is Please go watch this. I'm literally wearing a shirt of the show, like Cobra Kai. It's so good.
Oh, I've seen all 5 seasons, man.
Yeah, same.
It's
so
really good.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
They did the characters justice, I will say that.
Yeah, it is. And I love the fact that they get like every actor who played, like, unless the character is like, unless the actor's dead, they'll just actually just straight up just
Yeah, Ralph Macchio, yeah.
literally they are all the same characters, like same actors if they were in the past.
The character development is top notch in that show.
Oh, it's so good.
So good.
Anyway, then do we have one last topic?
Well, we have Sonic and future
and games coming
so...
that are in the future.
All right.
Yes.
So, I want to kind of tackle something a little bit different, if that's okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, when it comes to Sonic, well, I think our channel is very knowledgeable in that aspect. I don't know.
Sonic.
I don't know. I don't know what gave that away. Yeah, I don't know. But
definitely not all the skits.
but no, like Sonic is literally our bread and butter. So when it comes to stuff that we're excited for, you know, and what we would like to discuss, and generally I'm just thinking of also other things that we may want to do in the future regarding this blue rat.
You mean hedgehog?
I know what I said.
Oh, okay.
Do you?
Carried away.
Do you?
Carried away, Dr. Eggman.
Apparently everyone's trying to find who murdered that guy, so...
So yeah, we did we did that for like what? Angela, how long did we do that for? Like days?
It's like 5 or it's like 4 or 5 streams.
Yeah, we did that for like 4 or 5 streams. We still we did find the killer. We did find him. But no one expected it. Anyway, one thing I want to talk about is the Frontiers DLC. Now, Frontiers DLC. Now, I'm not too interested in the second pack. I'm more interested in the third. More playable characters.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Who do you think those would be?
I don't know. Maybe Amy, Tails, Knuckles.
Yeah, the main 4.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe we'll get Sticks. Who knows? I want Sticks to be playable.
What do you have to
Ooh,
say
that
for the
would be
Sonic
weird.
purists that hated the game because it wasn't a traditional 2D Sonic game?
What,
Because
Oh
I
my
personally
God.
liked it.
what Sonic Frontiers?
Yeah, Sonic Frontiers.
I say they're allowed to have their opinion, personally, but realistically, this is the step forward for Sonic, in my opinion. Now, even I will admit, as a game designer, I think it is a very, very big risk what they did, because they're basically they basically tried to reinvent an open world game with Sonic, and I think they did pull it off. But I think there's still things that they could work on.
I think they barely pulled it off. That's the thing.
I can see that. I think
Yeah.
it works because generally, I think Frontiers is my favorite Sonic game. It used to be Unleashed, but now it's this, right? My reason being, whenever I think which game do I want to pick up and play more, I jump to Frontiers because I find it a more addicting experience.
It's a new kind of gameplay for Sonic, yeah.
Yeah, it's like generally one of the most, like, it's really, really interesting. And not only that, but the cyberspace stages, as much as people don't like them that much.
Yeah,
they're-
you understand why it has mixed reviews.
Yeah, like, but it has those extra stages for a reason. However, I think that obviously needs a lot of improvements. The one thing that I think
It really does.
I think the one thing that it did incredibly well is the story. Personally, I think the story is good until the end. The end is bad, but
Ian Flynn.
yes, thank you. The characters are great. Like generally seeing characters like Knuckles, like say he might eventually, like, spoilers, but I'm just saying, as considering that we might all be Sonic fans here, we may all know what's going to happen. But Knuckles says that he, you know, the idea that Knuckles may want to just leave Angel Island and go and explore, that's super interesting. I love that idea. You know, it's changing his character development. It's so cool. And same for Tails. I love the fact that they, you know, they make it so that Tails directly calls out the fact, like, yeah, you know, I kind of fucked it up when I came to Infinite, you know. And then he's, you know, he brings up the fact that, you know, he didn't do very well against other villains. But then, like, Sonic reminds him, like, bro, do you remember what you did in Station Square? You know, you saved, like, an entire city from a bomb attack. You stopped the Deadly Six, whatever. But, like, you're great, bro. And then he's going off to go do his own thing. I think that is great. I think Amy's could have been better, but, you know.
All I'm gonna say is, if you're
I think
a
we're still
Sonic
trying to
purist,
figure out what's going
and
on.
just wait for Superstars, you'll get your traditional Sonic game.
I agree with that, but for someone who grew up with, like, the first Sonic game I ever played was Unleashed. Unleashed is, like, my childhood Sonic game. And to see a game that, at least for me, reminds me of that era, just makes me happy. I think Frontiers generally...
That's good.
I think if they were to... They have a good formula. They have a very good formula. That if they improve and innovate, it will be great. Because, just be honest, right? Frontiers has won awards.
Oh yeah,
It's won an award for, like, some... I don't know what it is, but I think it was, like, best game at, like, a...
it gets awards, and it still gets hate from the fans. Like, yeah.
Well, to be fair, there's obviously the saying, like, Sonic fans hate everything. Like, realistically, Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 have its haters. Specifically for Adventure 2, I'm one of them. Colors has its haters. I'm also one of them. But
Oh my.
I only hate those two. And Boom only has haters. I'm also one of them. But no. Like,
but in this day and age, haters are abundant of the plenty, especially on Twitter.
yeah, like, to be fair, like, I know this hasn't been brought up, but I'll bring it up anyway. Nintendo Directs. Just gonna be real.
God.
Even if you got everything you wanted out of Nintendo Direct, there'd be someone on Twitter complaining about it, and that's just...
Oh yeah, there's always that one guy.
Yeah.
Fantasy, did you have any sort of commentary on the Sonic franchise in general?
I am not the biggest Sonic fan. While I did grow up on it, I didn't get to do or have much of the experiences on it, so I would say I'm more neutral on it.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I do like the way that Superstars is looking as well as Frontiers is.
I think my first introduction to the franchise was as a kid. I watched the 4Kids Sonic X show. So
Oh,
yeah,
that was also
like,
my first introduction.
Yeah,
Hey,
that was my first exposure.
At least,
Awesome.
yeah, I think for me though, and I think most people will agree with this, even if you are a hater, Sonic is kind of like, it's kind of cool to like.
It's literally
Sonic.
the meta of gaming right now.
Yeah, no, like, the strange part is, you know, Sonic, it's cool to like Sonic again, and that is such an incredible statement, because there was a time period where if you say, oh, I like Sonic the Hedgehog, they will rip you a new one. No one, like, everyone would make fun of you. Everyone would...
Oh yeah, those really toxic guys on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, at the end of the day, if you like something, don't feel ashamed for liking it. Even if it is, like, heck, like, I know Among Us gets, like, a crazy amount of hate, right?
Yeah, for no reason too. It was a game that came out a long time ago, and yet all of a sudden just got popular.
Yeah,
Legit.
but if you are someone who likes, like, Among Us or like anything like that, or if you like Sonic, this is like turning less into talking about Sonic and more about something else. But
Yeah.
don't ever feel ashamed of liking something that you think is cool.
Yeah, if you like Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy, that's fine, man. Yeah.
Like literally, if there is something that you like, say for example, you like Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. You are allowed to like that game. You know, you are allowed to like it. You're allowed to enjoy it. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, but everyone can like it. You are allowed to like what you like, and don't let anyone take that away from you.
Just try not to hurt people's feelings. That's all.
Yeah. Like, for me, I don't like Sonic Adventure 2, and I know everyone grew up on that game, But I try to make sure to respect that everyone enjoys it and everyone.
Oh yeah, you do it in a calm, collected manner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else on Sonic before we move on?
I am all done.
Well, Stealthy left.
Yeah, Stealthy left.
Yeah.
Anyways, future games, guys. We got Spider-Man 2. We got
Oh,
Metal
gosh.
Gear Solid remake. Oh my gosh.
We got-
Where do we want to start?
We got Pokemon Sleep.
After how many years?
Yeah.
Oh my
We
gosh.
got Pokemon
Oh,
Sleep.
I'd say after like 12 years.
Yeah. Pokemon,
Yeah.
12 years?
Yep.
I hype me and Toasty have an inside joke whenever we watch like live streamed like events. We'd always say like at the end like, but where was Pokemon Sleep? We'd always make a joke about that. And then when it finally happened, I think I generally got hyped for it because I built up like the
Nice.
expectation of seeing where like not knowing where it's gonna come out, and it's just like, oh, it's here. Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
That's great, man.
But
But yeah, we got like a new Mortal Kombat. We got FF16.
more recently, like literally today, we've got a new 2D Mario game.
Yup.
We've got the remake of Super Mario RPG.
Yep, from
Oh
the
my
Nintendo
God.
Direct. Yep.
I played the original. It was so fun. And ironically, this is actually going to come back to the Final Fantasy part. In Super Mario RPG, there is a secret boss battle that is actually Final Fantasy inspired.
Oh, I know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seen it.
I want to point out because this is amazing because 10 years ago, a Mario RPG was a pipe dream, and now we're
Yeah.
finally here. Yeah.
A remake
Eh.
of the game. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like, there's also stuff like Pikmin 4 that's going to be coming out soon.
Pikmin 4, yeah. People have been
As
waiting
well
a
as-
long time for that.
Yeah, as well as remasters for Pikmin 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of games coming out soon that I think, we have Hades 2.
Oh, that's still in the works if I remember.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's been announced, which is insane.
Yeah.
But- as a PS5 user, I am so hyped for Spider-Man 2.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Something for Crash Bandicoot fans, if there was any in the chat. Crash Team Rumble literally came out like 2 days ago, I believe. I know it's not a game that's coming out, but regardless, Crash Team Rumble's out. I've not played it, but I've heard good things. It's looking good. Even though I'm not really a MOBA person, I might try it.
Yeah.
And
And of course, we've already talked about the Persona 3 remake in detail. So, yeah.
some Sonic stuff that's coming out
Yep.
as well. So realistically, at least when it comes to gaming and what we've got to look forward to,
Yeah,
there's a
for this year
lot.
and next year.
Yeah, there is a lot to look forward to.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when
We're at that stage where the PS5 is getting all these exclusives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only that, but I think we also need to talk about like stuff like indie games. There are a lot of indie games coming out soon, which
Oh, yeah.
yeah, like I can't really name off any off the top of my head, but there was one specifically in the PS5 trailer, the PS5 Direct thing that they did, which was
Yeah, the PlayStation Showcase.
yeah, there was this one that reminded me of very much of like Paper Mario. It was like this one where you could jump out of the book and you could move around. I love the look of that one. That was so cool.
Mm. Yeah, I will say kudos to the like indie developers because they're like independent companies that like do not have as big as a budget as Sony and
Yeah.
Microsoft. Yeah.
Yeah, when it comes to indie devs, I think indie devs have the thing about
Huge respect. Yeah.
yeah the thing about
And
indie,
also creative liberty.
yeah the thing about indie
Yeah, that
developers
too.
is if you went to go publish under a studio other than Microsoft, if you went to go publish under Sony or Nintendo, and they were publishing your game, they would probably ask you to make a lot of changes to how you originally wanted.
It's a lot of controlling. Yeah.
Yeah, and not only that, but if you work in a AAA studio, right, your creative freedom is very limited depending on your role. For me,
Yeah, I wouldn't even say cut in half, like maybe 10%.
yeah, like for me, I'm a programmer and a designer, but I currently work on programming at my job. Right? I won't reveal what I'm working on for reasons, obviously, but what I will say is, you know, like, obviously, designer, like, if you are a tech person but you have ideas, you know, you can't really realistically do it, you know, because it's the designer's job to come up with the ideas. But it's not all lost hope. That's why I think indie developers are really, really nice and, like, awesome. Like, specifically, good shout out I want to put out here is the Spark the Electric Jester series. If you may have known, in our early days, we wanted to do a demo of that. I can't really give an update on that. It's kind of in the water what we are going to do with it, but regardless, Spark the Electric Jester 1, 2, and 3 are incredible indie games that you should definitely go and look out for if you like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Speaking of indie games, there's a new Mega Man game coming out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
But specifically on Spark was made, developed, designed by one person.
Mhm.
It was made by one dude, and the only parts that he didn't do was the music. And I find that incredible.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
He probably pulled some all-nighters.
Yeah. Any indie titles you're looking forward to? Also, made them 3 years. Yeah. Just one dude in 3 years. Like, 3 years.
Jesus.
3 years back to back. That's insane. Any indie titles you're looking forward to? I don't know if this is out yet, but if it is, I think it's the one where it's like, it looks like Hollow Knight, but you play as like Death. That one looks really interesting.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. I like the look of that.
Oh, speaking of Hollow Knight, it did not get a trailer. Still waiting on that.
Yeah, but there is a indie game that I recommend people get. That's Hi-Fi Rush. Really good game.
Oh yeah, a really
Oh,
good
yeah.
looking game.
I've
Yeah.
heard really good things about that game.
To be fair, you could say it's not really an indie game because you've got a professional studio on it, but it's not a AAA studio in my opinion. Just letting you know. That's why I'm noting it as.
So, going back to AAA titles, Street Fighter 6. Oh my gosh, looks amazing.
Yeah, it is called Have a Nice Day.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
But yeah, also the Mortal Kombat 1 remake. It looked pretty good from what I saw.
I don't really have too many things that I'm like immediately looking forward to. I'd say I'm intrigued by the new Princess Peach game that they sort of teased.
Oh
In
my
the
Yeah,
god.
that was interesting.
Although
That
to
was
be
very
fair,
interesting.
the last one they made is why I'm interested and very concerned.
Last one, what do you mean?
They've already made a solo Princess Peach game called Super Princess Peach.
Oh, for the DS.
Yeah, and it was not very.
I remember that.
It was not very good. That's what I'll say.
I think it flopped.
Also,
Well,
mostly
not
because
necessarily. Many people actually do like the game because it involved not only just a female heroine, but the mechanics and abilities that apparently
well,
had no use in the first place.
apparently the idea that they had was it was Princess Peach, but she had the way that she activated her a bit like new abilities was that you got to manipulate her emotions.
Interesting.
I mean,
I've
she
never
could
played it, so that's.
I mean,
huh.
she could act. Technically speaking, gameplay wise, yeah, that would be a bit concerning, especially. But it is seen as her like putting herself through that emotion, not that you have to force her.
Fair enough. I just know it wasn't received very well, at least.
Well, yeah, especially if you're gonna actually travel with the feelings of a woman. Yeah, probably not.
Probably not.
Fantasy. So I'm guessing you're excited for Final Fantasy 16.
Well, I'm probably gonna see stuff about it. I am excited for when it comes out.
Yeah, it's coming out tomorrow. Actually, the day after
Oh,
we're
tomorrow,
recording this.
boy.
Yeah,
Mm.
big stuff.
Yeah. So anyway,
Any other games we want to talk about?
not on my part. No.
Okay, well, there was like the Cyberpunk DLC stuff. I think we can just skip that.
Although I can suggest just two good good games. Obviously, this one's already very well known, but Stray, good game.
Oh yes.
Very good,
Stray.
James. Yep.
Oh, and Kena the Bridge of Spirits. I know they're old, but just a good recommendation.
Mm.
Oh, something I am excited for: Budokai Tenkaichi 4.
Ooh,
Oh.
Yes,
nice.
very excited for that.
I'm not really into fighting games, but I've seen good things about it.
Oh yeah. All right, and that's all our topics, guys. Do we have anything in the chat, or are we gonna wrap up?
Someone. The only thing that's recent is it is Nintendo. They suck.
Of course, it's Nintendo.
what do we think about Nintendo, guys? Share your thoughts.
I think. Wait. Someone put. I didn't want to bring this up, but I hate all of Nintendo with a burning passion. Okay.
I feel like the Switch is and going to the end of its life cycle. It's been out for 6 years, I believe.
Yeah.
It came out back in 2000, I think, like late 2018 and early 2019.
I think it came out in 2017. Actually.
Yeah, and I believe the Wii U and Wii lasted for 6 years.
No,
So
it
No,
came out
the
in-
Wii.
It came out in 2017 because Breath of the Wild got Game of the Year of 2017.
Right. Okay. So, and the Wii U only came out like I think in 2000. What was it 14?
14.
Yeah, 14. And it only lasted for like 3-ish years or 2,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it flopped very very hard. People did not like it for some reason.
Okay, for me, I can honestly understand where you're coming from when it comes to like you hate Nintendo with a burning passion. Like I get that.
they definitely made some bad moves in the past.
They definitely have. Yeah.
However, I feel like you could say that about any company, like Sony and Microsoft.
Oh yeah, we're just focusing on Nintendo for the moment.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Literally everything about them. That is fair enough. Personally, this is my own opinion, but I like Nintendo. For me, I have a very strong appreciation for Nintendo for the pure reason that I'm just gonna say it. If Nintendo didn't exist, video games as we know it probably wouldn't be around.
Oh,
Because
I would.
Nintendo saved the video game industry.
They were definitely one of the progenitors.
Yeah, no, because if it wasn't for Nintendo's NES back in the day, video games at least wouldn't be as popular.
Like
as they were
the
today.
original Mario Bros was groundbreaking back in
Yeah.
the day.
Basically, after the video game crash of I think it was 1980.
I think it was 1989.
Yeah.
Or...
It was a date, but regardless, if Nintendo came back around after Atari's failure and released the NES, and basically from that moment on, they kept releasing really groundbreaking titles, and
Yep.
whenever ET for the Atari came out, yeah, but actually it was a couple of years after they did that, I think. But essentially, for me at least, I will always respect them for that. But at the same time, a lot of my favorite franchises Nintendo make, and I'm always gonna be a person like if you give me the brand new Call of Duty game, I'm not gonna play it. I don't like gritty first-person shooters.
Oh yeah, I stopped playing Call of Duty like back in
Yeah.
Black Ops 2.
Like,
yeah.
for me, I much enjoy just the games that take me to new and different places. You know, I don't like how Nintendo makes some of their games nowadays, but they've seemed to be changing recently. You know, stuff like Kirby.
I think for me,
Kirby
if
and
you
the-
want like your Pokemon, Mario, and Zelda, go to Nintendo. But if you want like more serious stories, go to PlayStation.
Fair enough. I feel like
Yeah.
I do feel like some games can work on the Nintendo side. For example, Xenoblade.
Yeah.
I think some Xenoblade games, just gonna say some, are really good.
Right.
I think Xenoblade
There's-
3 is good. I did enjoy 2. I played 2. I did enjoy it.
As an anime fan, I did like the story.
Yeah. Like, I don't think everything about Nintendo's bad, but I will agree with realistically, like, I hear the conversation of, oh, you know, people only play Nintendo, like, own a Nintendo Switch to play first-party Nintendo games, and fair enough. But if you were like myself, who is I'm a video game collector, and this is just my own opinion. I buy games for exclusives. I don't buy them. I buy video game consoles for exclusive games. I don't really buy them for games that I can
That's
buy
what I'm gonna do
anywhere.
with Insomniac's Spider-Man 2 exclusive.
Yeah, like here's the thing. I buy a PS5 for the exclusives I can buy. Same for the Xbox. Same for every other system I buy. I don't usually look at what I can get on every other console because that doesn't bother to me, right? So when I buy a Nintendo Switch, and when I've owned one for quite a long time, I don't think about the games that, I've
Well, let's be fair though. You bought the PS5 for also the 4K and 60 FPS.
Oh, 100%,
Yeah.
But no, my own opinion is Nintendo's done a lot for the video game community and the video games as a whole. Yeah, they've probably dated and are still probably trying to figure things out and do a lot of scummy things. But in my opinion, what company doesn't do scummy things from now and then? And don't lie, Sony has done that. Sony has done that. Microsoft's
They've all done it.
They've all done it. So everyone in the video games industry has problems with them. So just as long as they don't go bankrupt. Yeah, they're doing it.
Yeah, greed can be a very dangerous thing.
Yeah. Like I would say I can't really say too much. All I can say is that a lot of games that Nintendo put out are pretty good. I'd say some of the only bad ones recently are where they just update them like after launch. I think those are the ones that just fail.
Yeah,
always.
I'd say like their biggest cash cow is Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Toasty's messaging. Yeah.
Fantasy, did you have any commentary on Nintendo?
I will say there are definitely some serious stories. Like if you are looking seriously stories within the Nintendo umbrella, go to like the Renaissance era of like Pokemon. Cause
GameCube.
like
Coliseum.
like I would say the GameCube and DS era.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
ironically enough, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Black and White,
Yep.
the
Diamond
more
and
like
Pearl. Yep.
yeah, Diamond and Pearl, like they have some serious story elements in there. And for a good example in Pokemon Black and White, it was a
Boy,
very
went dark.
risky title. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very dark. It's not just black and white, pun intended.
It's not a kid's game. Like it is a kid's game and not at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like it shows someone who grew up in like a very sheltered like environment, someone who believes in ideals and a truth.
Also, I want to point
that-
out it's still crazy that we have over 1,000 Pokemon now.
1008 in 8, I believe, and counting.
That's insane.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, is that everything at least now?
I believe that is all the topics, unless if chat has anything else or if you want to throw in anything before we end.
I'm probably gonna say no to that for the pure reason that it is midnight in the UK and I'm very sleepy.
That is very fair.
Yeah,
Ugh.
as much as I do want to read out any more from the chat, realistically, I wouldn't type anything because
Gotcha. Yeah, this has been an amazing podcast, guys.
yeah,
Thank you for joining. Yeah.
This has
Thank
been,
you for having me.
yeah, this has been amazing. Thank you to everyone who showed up.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah.
for letting me join.
Yeah, thank you, Fantasy, and a good thanks to Stealthy, who isn't here at the moment. Yay.
I'm sure they'll be back, but maybe I don't know.
Yeah. But regardless, I hope you guys all enjoyed the stream. We always enjoy doing these. Thank you, Jack. We always enjoy doing these. These are always a lot of fun. And yeah, no. All I can say is,
This was good.
yeah. Expect. I'd say in terms of like video uploads, you've obviously seen the most recent one, which I think everyone on the team really liked that one. I think, at least for me personally, that's probably one of my favorites I've worked on. But no, I feel like if I can't really say what we're going to be doing next and what time and when it will come out. So I just say stay tuned, and you'll see.
Yep, this is Turbo, this is Fantasy, I'm Ocean, we're signing off.
All right,
Bye.
bye guys.